Hi, and happy Thursday, and thank you for being here on an evening where we're seeing some quickly changing weather conditions. Showers and thunderstorms have been quite sporadic over the past few days. They've become more organized this afternoon and early evening, and the view over my shoulder, I believe, will be changing during tonight's broadcast as showers and some thunderstorms are bearing down on the Sagersville and much of the viewing area. Kind of a line, a very somewhat fine line, I guess we could say, from west to east, and that line more specifically north to south has us just right on the border for a lot of us seeing some showers and thunderstorms and some of us not. But I'll take you to the local Doppler radar in a few moments. We'll talk about your forecast, your outlook, and how the weekend is shaping up, much like today, I'm afraid. My apologies for last night, the show starting late, as if you were to stick around till 6:30 as we tried to get the message out, the show would be starting a little later, and then I think it was on time for 11, then a few extra times there in between. But nevertheless, I had to be in Lexington yesterday afternoon for an appointment after a very hectic morning. Came in, got somewhat of a show together with coverage of the fiscal court and a few other things, and spoke of it being National Hot Dog Day, which has a little extra meaning to myself and us here this time around, of course. But it just didn't get started on time, and that was a human error, and I'm the human that caused that. So just didn't leave the automated system in play, and it didn't get started, and my apologies, but it did start at 6:30, and I hope you caught the show. With that said, speaking of television programming, got a little word today that our own Rebecca Lynn Howard and Trisha Yearwood are performing in the morning. I think it's on the Today Show, and sometime around 8, between 8 and 8:30. Not really sure on the exact time frame, but you might want to tune in and check that out tomorrow. I am anxious to see that performance as well. In local news tonight, nearly 24 indictments returned by McGoffin County Grand Jury, many of them after months-long investigations involving controlled buys of drugs here in McGoffin County by the Sheriff's Department and Operation Unite. I'll tell you what I can about the ones that I can tonight, and I'll go to that in just a few seconds. A reminder about this weekend's 20th annual memorial ride for Randy Jones. The Hillbilly Christmas in July ride is this Saturday. I'll remind you of that. We have a full program set for tomorrow if things all go as planned. So I'll have our buddy Jimmy Kinney with us in just a few moments to remind you about that. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight to our first top story this evening. And again, it was nearly 24, I believe, total indictments, a handful of which I have at this time, returned by McGoffin County Grand Jury today after testimony by Sheriff Meade. And with his office working with Operation Unite, a number of drug indictments handed down. Also, a number of other indictments as well will be included, one of those in tonight's update, as authorities are at this hour and for the remainder of the evening looking, as I understand, to serve the remainder of those handed down. Sheriff Meade confirmed that after months-long investigations into a number of cases, which all involved controlled buys, some one, some several, for different individuals, he presented evidence to the McGoffin County Grand Jury earlier today, and they returned indictments for the following. First, 37-year-old Robert W. Miller, who was already incarcerated on other charges, and some related to these cases as well. But he was indicted for trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, greater than 2 grams of methamphetamine. The Sheriff's Department, as well as Operation Unite, reportedly made a controlled buy off of Miller on June the 16th, resulting in the indictment. Patty Compton of Sagersville, who is lodged currently in the Boyd County Detention Center, was named in 2 separate indictments, meaning that authorities made 2 separate controlled and documented through video and or audio buys from her, one on June the 16th of last year and one on February the 11th of this year, according to Meade. Both indictments charge her with trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, greater or equal to 2 grams of methamphetamine. Linville Shane Hall was named in 3 separate indictments. Controlled buys, says the sheriff, that reportedly took place in February of 2023, as well as March of 2023 and January of 2024. He says the investigation resulted in Hall being indicted for trafficking a controlled substance over 2 grams of methamphetamine, being a persistent felony offender for having at least 2 prior felonies on his record. That was one indictment, another for trafficking in meth 2 grams or greater, and the third as well for trafficking in a controlled substance first degree methamphetamine under 2 grams for the amount on that single indictment. The final indictment that I am able to report out tonight was one that was returned today in the name of Lonnie LeMaster of Magoffin County in Sagersville. LeMaster was officially indicted on criminal abuse, first degree, a child 12 years of age or under. Now, this goes back to the 15th day of May and a follow-up from a report that I had shortly thereafter when the Kentucky State Police say that it was on that day that they were dispatched to an elementary school here in Magoffin County after being advised by school personnel that there was a juvenile around the age of 5 that had fallen asleep on the playground, and when they woke the child up to go inside the building, they noticed that the child had extensive bruising on numerous parts of his body, lower back, legs, arm, elsewhere. When questioned by school officials and authorities, the child first stated that he couldn't say anything because he was afraid he would get in trouble, but then advised that his mother's boyfriend, identified as Lonnie LeMaster, was mean to him. The mother telling police that she had no knowledge of the bruising and that while working, LeMaster had been taking care of the child the night before. Authorities noting that while conducting the interview with the mother, the juvenile then started to tell her the story that the juvenile had told police and or school officials about LeMaster grabbing him, throwing him onto the floor, hitting him with a towel, and hurting him. Again, an update on what we expect will be more indictments to be released on tomorrow's program. From there, I'll be right back after a word or two.
Hi, I'm Patty Maynard, your local health insurance agent here in Magoffin County. I've been serving our people for over 25 years. I would love to discuss Medicare products with you. I represent Humana Insurance Company as well as others. My office is here in Sayersville on Route 7 on Superior Hill beside the entrance to Bluegrass Cemetery in the same building as Patty's Tax Service. My office is open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday. I would love to see you, or you can just call us at 606-349-1993.
Tomorrow is Friday, and Friday's special is livers or gizzards or both for just $5.79 plus tax at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe, and that's with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit. And you can stop by and dine in 10 till 9:30 or drive through 10 till 10 every day at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air, 496-6651.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
I love working in the coal mines, even though it was hard work. But if you suspect you have black lung, you can't work anymore. You'll find out that filing for benefits is hard too. I had friends who give up after years of trying. If it hadn't been for Big Sandy Healthcare, I wouldn't even try myself. If you think you have black lung, call Big Sandy Healthcare and get the help you deserve.
It's just the perfect spot to grab lunch, a snack, something sweet, pick up your meds, or have them brought to you curbside. It's your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy that's been proud to serve you and your families for over 100 years. And now on their already incredible menu, fresh baked goods from the Daily Bread. Frazier's Prater Drugstore, 349-3135. I've got your calendar for you, of course, in just a few moments, but a reminder about a big basketball weekend this weekend, this Saturday at Raceland High School. I know I've mentioned it several times, but just to make sure because this is not going to be something you may hear about here in the viewing area, but thanks to a little local connection, they are hosting Atega Owe, Muhammad Diabate, Brandon Garrison, and Jalen Lowe this Saturday 1 to 3 for an autograph signing. You can bring your own collectibles or items to be signed. You can have some that they'll be available for purchase there. My apologies. They've got options from $30 to $40 to $100, so they're looking for big time. There's also going to be a card and collectible show going on as well there in the area, and they're looking to have a lot of cards, Funkos, and a lot of vendors and more. So any sports fanatics, UK fans, I'm sure there's a few out there, you might want to check that out. So that's this Saturday again at Raceland High School. Kentucky's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against the popular Chinese site Temu. They're filing a lawsuit claiming that the website is stealing data of users, customers, and then giving it to the Chinese government, as well as stealing intellectual property of United States and Kentucky businesses and entities. The very popular Chinese platform offers just about anything for sale, all at somewhat even questionable prices. While some products come as promised, many others I have had individuals say were not as described. And going on there and logging on today and searching Buffalo Trace, for example, it was obvious to me, it at least appeared as though, that if you've ever taken a tour of the Buffalo Trace distillery, a lot of the items did not appear to match the same level of originality, if you will, but there were many for sale, and some for just a few dollars or pennies on the dollar as to what they may cost here in the United States. But entities and companies like Buffalo Trace, the University of Kentucky Wildcats, and others were named by Attorney General Coleman, who says that Temu collects user data without, of course, consent, and then gives it to the Chinese government freely, and steals intellectual property of U.S.-owned companies and businesses and entities, and as well uses forced Chinese labor during all the process. Attorney General Coleman, says that Temu's cheap products are flashy and hide a real danger. Their platform can infect Kentuckians' devices with malware, steal their personal data, and then send it directly to the Chinese government. And at the same time, they're eroding trust in some of Kentucky's most iconic brands. Up next, I think it's a birthday to start off tonight's calendar. And that, of course, is always the best way to start off a McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. This one says, please wish the happiest of birthdays to Kat Blanton. Love your sister, Michael Rowan Hanson, the happiest of birthdays, Kat. Kat Blanton, happy birthday to you. From there, don't forget, it's time to think about giving your child a head start with preschool enrollment at the McGoffin County Head Start program in McGoffin County Schools, where they provide the best possible environment for your child to learn, grow, and develop in a nurturing and safe environment with early childhood certified teachers. Call 349-3488 and bring your child's birth certificate, proof of income, Social Security benefits, EBT, SHOT certificate, and they will get your child a Head Start, the best of Head Starts at McGoffin County Head Start. And don't forget, next week is a big one. Next Thursday at the Health Department. This is going to be one of their biggest, and they've been having some big family fun health fairs for a while. It's always free, and they've got big, wet inflatables to cool off the kids. They've got a Hawaiian-shaved ice for everybody. Free adult health screenings, back-to-school supplies, sports physicals. You got a kid going to play a sport? There you go. Free sports physicals, laundry supplies, giveaways, and more. Next Thursday, 10 till 2 at the McGoffin County Health Department. A lot of great prizes, a lot of great things to walk away with, and just, something for absolutely everyone in the community. And stop by and check it out and see what it's all about. You might get hooked on health fairs at the McGoffin County Health Department. Kind of like I hope you're hooked on the McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. Birthdays and anniversaries and announcements just like these. Well, this indeed is where you send them, so please do. Now, as we turn to obituaries for tonight, services start in the morning at 11 for Peggy Jean Morrison Montgomery, Peggy Montgomery. She passed away Tuesday at the age of 66 at UK Medical Center, the daughter of the late Gerald Ray and Mary Downs Morgeson. She's survived by her husband Manuel, her sons Christopher Russell and Sean Russell and Jordan Montgomery, as well as stepsons David Montgomery and Paul Montgomery, stepdaughter Amy Pemberton, her brother John Morganson, my apologies, her sister Jackie Beard, and 8 grandchildren. Again, services for Peggy Montgomery are going to start in the morning at 11 from the Lakeville Baptist Church. Friends can visit the church this evening and for the morning hours up until services start again at 11. Arrangements under the care of the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Welcome to the best sales, the best service, and the best selection in the viewing area and Eastern Kentucky. It's Conley Tire in Staffordsville, where they have big specials on big name brands every month. And as always, brake jobs, oil changes, computer diagnostics, and 6 months no interest. Conley Tire in Staffordsville and conleytire.net. It's your go-to place for unique gifts, hard to find, or special gifts for anyone, including yourself. A new selection of inspirational gifts, personalized and other new jewelry arrivals, a fresh new restock of Diva and the other Tyler Candle Company scents that will not stay on the shelves, plus new colors and styles of the ever-popular Brewmate. And decorate for the season and for the 4th with a little hometown local feel at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
My name is Don McFarland, and I have been an attorney in Eastern Kentucky for over 30 years. This is my son, Max McFarland. I'm very proud of Max. He is incredibly intelligent, a hard worker, and is graduating from law school this spring. Max will take the bar exam this summer.
We are a family and we treat our clients like family. Bigger law firms are not always better law firms. There is no substitute for experience, personal attention, wisdom, and knowing who your attorney is.
When you have any legal needs, come see us, and we will personally represent you, and we will put our experience and energy to get the results you need.
If you have been in a car wreck, injured on the job, in need of Social Security disability benefits, or have any legal needs, come see us and let us take care of you. Call us at 349-9000.
Jumpstart the career you've always wanted today with one call to Tech Center, Kentucky's newest and most innovative trade college, offering national certification. Graduate in less than a year. Limited scholarships are available now, and this enrollment is open until August the 2nd. In carpentry, electrical, heavy equipment operation, masonry, plumbing, and welding. Tech Center is located in Sayersville in the back of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. You can call them at 349-7115 or find out everything at techcenterky.org. SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
If you want to pre-register in person, you can still do so through tomorrow afternoon in Harley-Davidson, Mine Shaft Harley-Davidson in Pikeville. Of course, you can register the morning of before they pull out of Mine Shaft Harley-Davidson. And then, of course, they're going to be stopping at Stonecrest and here in Sagers with the Ramey Park. I'm talking about the Hillbillies and the annual ride for Shriners. The 20th annual ride this time around. hard to believe. They're knocking on the door of taking $1 million to Shriners Hospitals. Not only that, but they have been raising money, as I showed you a few days ago, and helping support our children and getting them the care they need at Shriners in so many ways. This Saturday, Jimmy Kenny, where did time go, brother?
Oh, another year in paradise. July the 19th, it's Saturday, this Saturday, matter of fact. We'll be doing our Hillbilly Christmas in July ride, and we leave Mine Shaft Harley-Davidson at 1 p.m. Be traveling down through Prestonsburg, Paintsville, and to Sayersville. Should roll in here around 3:30 or so at Sayersville. And we're here picking up our new van that we just purchased for Floyd County Shrine Club in the Old Lika Temple. So we're so pleased that we have transportation for our kids out of the Floyd County area. So this is going to be a good day. And when you come and ride with us and you do what we do with the ticket sales and all that we do, this is where your money's going, toward these vans and that at the hospital. So we'd like to really thank everybody for all you've done for the last 20 years. This is a big year for us, and we're so pleased to be able to do what we're doing, and with the help of all of our community around, it's just been a success. And come out and join us and be a part of it.
At about any given time, there's anywhere from 75 to 100 kids who are seeking assistance and help at Shriners Hospital in Lexington or elsewhere from right here in the viewing area. Transportation is free thanks to the generosity and folks like the Hillbilly Christmas in July bunch and the Shriners, who do everything they can to make sure that they take away all the stress and pressure from the children who need services from Shriners and their families with donations like this car. Not the first vehicle they've donated for free transportation either. And of course, the ride, yeah, it's going to be a fun time, rain or shine. Hey, hillbillies are tough, and you can be a part of this event with them. Kickstands are up at 1, but it's for anything you can drive, Jeeps, cars, trucks. I mean, it doesn't matter. Drive with them. You know, it's $25 registration fee. You can join them along the way at Stonecrest or here in the Ramey Park in Sagersville. And then for another $10, if you haven't already, you can get your ticket to win this brand new, beautiful blue, Kentucky blue, I'll dare call it, Harley Davidson that they will give away. You do not have to be present to win the bike Saturday when they get back to Appalachian Wireless Arena, but you do have to get a ticket. You can get it tomorrow at Mine Shaft, or you can get it the day of the ride. They have a big silent auction and a whole lot of fun when they get back to Appalachian Wireless Arena, celebrating 20 years Saturday. Now, a pretty active Doppler radar paints a picture of a lot of reds and yellows and greens for the rest of your evening, and then the forecast carries that same color palette, over into your weekend forecast. There's that line that I was struggling to describe a few moments ago, and Sagersville and Paintsville right on the edge of it, and anything just to the north of that line is getting significantly more rain. But I picked up 4/10, nearly half of an inch here in Sagersville just from what blew through here a little bit and what little we saw just before that. So pretty good downpour, more to come. And again, we're going to be riding that line for a while, but I mean, a lot of folks just a little to the north. I mean, just a little. Your neighbors may be seeing a lot, and you might not be seeing any. And the heat that we've seen finally subside. We had downtown Sagersville today, 4:15, I topped out at 93 degrees. The dew point was 77.7, and that made it feel like 108. If you thought it was blistering hot today and dangerously hot, it was. We hit 93 degrees. And we were pushing 110 as far as a heat index is concerned. A closer view of what we just saw roll through, and looking just a few minutes ahead there as well, as we're going to continue to see the potential for flash flooding be a primary concern, with a lot of lightning as well, for the rest of this evening and for the next few days. Because this is that unsettled pattern we've been talking about for a while that shows no sign of letting go. There's just no way of predicting with any certainty at all the weather in general, but I'm just talking about the flooding, flash flooding concern, because as you saw, it's just a fine line, and this is the most organized we have seen. There have been just some cells here and there and scattered, but Today it's been much more organized, and with that, there's more of a threat. And look at this, 60, 70, a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms between now and the end of your weekend. That's what we have lying ahead. Tonight, we're going to hit about 70 degrees, so we've seen a big jump there with the cold rain and wind that's come through and knocked it down from the 90s to the mid-70s right now, again at about 74. 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms is about the best way I can chalk up the rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow for your Friday, an 85-degree day. We'll see shower and thunderstorm chances ramp up in the afternoon. Sound familiar? After 2, 3 o'clock, 70% chance of more tomorrow, 71 tomorrow night. Your weekend temperatures look a little more comfortable, but there's a reason. There's not much sun. Not as much sun. 82, mostly cloudy, a 90% chance of showers and storms on your Saturday, and 84 and a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms and mostly cloudy skies again on your Sunday. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow and see if we can get a better handle on the trend. But again, a lot of rain in a little bit of time could cause some problems, and it might be for some and not all, but you know, who are the some? Monday, 83, 68 for your high, your low. Temperature still in check. Partly sunny skies and a 60% chance of showers. We can't get anywhere out of shower chances throughout now and this time next week. What we get back into by this time next week is the official 90s. I mean, I think Wednesday we're calling for 89, but as you've seen here in downtown Sagersville, we're liable to bust the 90-degree mark on Wednesday, and then for certain on your Thursday with some sunshine, still some shower and storm chances to have to deal with. Thanks for watching. Good night, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow.